This is a DIRTVision special presentation. The best drivers, the best coverage. It's time to watch the greatest shows on dirt on DIRTVision.
When the calendar flips to February and you find yourself in Barberville, Florida, you know stuff is getting real. And tonight, we hand out a Big Gator Championship for the first time in the history of the American Sprint Car Series as we cap off week one of the 54th Federated Auto Parts DIRTcar Nationals. Good evening, everyone, and thank you so much for tuning in to DIRTVision tonight. My name is Connor Wade. I'll be joined momentarily by ASCS Series announcer Randy Ward. Another warm day, although it is a little bit cooler tonight. Our current racecast says 70 degrees. It is, though, breezier than it's been all weekend long. 7-mile-per-hour winds and a nice wind here as we're just a few moments away from hot laps, clear and sunny skies. It's been an incredible start to the 54th Federated Auto Parts DIRTcar Nationals. 2 nights of racing for the American Sprint Car Series. We've seen one driver dominate the headlines, winning both nights, and then last night, a couple of drivers really making their presence felt late in the race, and one driver driving from 21st all the way into the top 5. We're going to look back at last night's exciting feature right here at the world's fastest half mile and show you how it played out.
25 times around. Can we have another new winner on the circuit here tonight, or will Justin Peck go back to back? The green flag waves. We're ready to find it out. Peck stays down low, Dietrich up high, down the back straightaway. Can Danny Dietrich muscle his way into the lead here on the opening lap? Not quite yet. Now he's going to cross over to the inside, but it'll be Justin Peck with the lead when they come under the line here on the front straightaway. Peck, Dietrich, and Macedo, the top 3 right now. Persley is 4th, Haferteep is 5th. Nose to tail, wow! Macedo made it 3 wide off of turn number 4 for a moment. Now he pulls to the inside of Dietrich. Side by side for second, down the back straightaway. Cole Macedo has the spot entering turn number 3. Will he keep it off of 4? He will. He'll lock it. He's now into second place. So can Cole Macedo get the 2C to run well enough to track down? Caution on the raceway. Top of turn 1, we got a slow car. Danny Sams the 3rd. So Macedo will follow Peck around the top side of 1 and 2. Brian Brown is 5th, but now he goes to 4th. He dives to the inside of Dason Persley. We got trouble in turn number 3 and 4. The 88 of Austin McCarroll has spun around. Oh my. Top 2 again, stay on the upper groove through 1 and 2. Here's Brian Brown in 4th, gonna try and put a move on Dietrich. Trying to get his car onto the podium, side by side at the line. Dietrich has it by a nose, but now it's Brian Brown sliding into 3rd. The 27 car of Emerson Axum has gotten around Danny Dietrich for 4th. Are you kidding me? It's Peck, Macedo, and Brown holding the 3 podium spots right now. Emerson Axum is 4th, Dietrich is 5th, but off of turn number 4, back-to-back nights, Justin Peck wins with the American Sprint Car Series.
So the first 2 nights that we have seen so far set the stage for this 10,000 to win finale. We're going to bring Randy Ward, the series announcer for the American Sprint Car Series, in. Randy, we skipped qualifying tonight. We go to 5 heat races that have been lined up already based on points from the first 2 nights. And starting with heat race number 1, the guy that has dominated this weekend, he's been the fastest car, and that's Justin Peck. I asked another driver earlier today how Justin Peck has been so good this week, and he told me every time Justin's been on the racetrack, he's put himself in a good position for the next time he goes out. He's on the pole the first heat tonight.
I think he hasn't made any mistakes, and that's what they mean by putting himself in a good position. And the result of those wins each of the first 2 nights, a good position again tonight. Front row of the heat race because he has the most points. If he finishes in the top 2 of the heat race, which is likely if the car's set up like it's been, he's into the A-main and into the dash.
Absolutely. So Justin Pett looking for a three-peat, looking for a Big Gator championship. Has some cars to deal with, though, in heat race number 1, as he's got Brady Bacon to his outside, and then Chris Martin, who picked up a heat race win last night, on the inside of the second row. Then you move on to heat race number 2. In row number 2 of that heat, you're going to find a couple of ASCS former champions in Blake Kahn and Jason Martin, both of whom still kind of trying to find their stride this weekend.
Yeah.
But the man on the pole, Emerson Axum, stole the show last night.
He did. He had a mechanical failure in the heat race, which put him behind the 8 ball. He had to go to the last chance showdown just to get into the main event. But once he was in, that's when the fireworks started, from 21st all the way up into the top 5, a 4th place finish, hard charger honors. That has to make that team feel confident that no matter where they roll off in tonight's feature, they've got a shot.
Emerson Axum has some stuff he wants to take from night 1 when he ran second, and has some stuff he wants to take from night 2 when he drove from 21st to 4th. If he can find the right balance, he feels like he's got a shot to win tonight.
I feel like our stuff's good enough that you know, we just kind of do the same stuff we've been doing the past couple nights, and I think we'll be all right. We were able to pass so many cars, but speed-wise, like in clean air, I don't know, we're kind of at a point we don't know if we want to go more down the rabbit hole we went down the first night, or kind of more of the one we went down last night. So I think we have enough speed. It's just the first night he kind of put himself in a better spot, and then last night some unfortunate circumstances for us. But yeah, I think honestly that's probably the biggest thing. Yeah, just kind of got to see what way the track goes, and kind of where we start, and I guess go from there.
That hard charge last night by Emerson Axum, potentially saving his weekend, puts him on the pole of heat race number 2 tonight. Then you move on to heat race number 3. Randy, the front row of this one, very interesting, starting with the runner-up in last night's feature.
Yeah, Cole Macedo, it's his first weekend in that race car here. Wayne Johnson, the crew chief, they had a lot of success with the American Sprint Car Series last year. Hank Davis was driving the car. They've just picked right back up where they left off. Cole Macedo not missing any steps. He's got a great spot for first row of his heat race. You know, it really sets him up good for next week when he moves into the World of Outlaws, which will be his main focus.
You know, it's brand new program for me, and
a win for Macedo would be huge. How about the driver to his outside, though? Scotty Thiel, last year's IRA champion, a brand new ride that he's fared really well in.
Boy, 2 solid nights for Scotty Thiel. I mean, he's found himself running up front, putting himself in the dash, won his heat race last night. So that's a car that might be a sleeper this evening. Not one of the names that gets all the headlines, but definitely somebody to watch.
Scotty Thiel, potentially dangerous as a sleeper. I like that word. A new environment for Scotty Thiel, but the Wisconsin driver thriving in it.
You know, it's a brand new program for me, and I really only had about, you know, 2 weekends to get ready with these guys. And yeah, I think we came out of the gate quick time in our flight that first night, and you know, a few different things fall our way. Maybe we were top 5, but overall, you know, 2 top 10s with these guys is you know, like I said, I think we're just exceeding our expectations, and we're having fun doing it, and our race package is getting better. So I'm not too worried about having to go lay a lap and get ourselves set up right. I think we can race our way well and you know, figure it out from there. So having 2 good prelims, I guess if you want to call it, you know, I'm happy with where we're at, and hopefully we can just pick away a little bit better.
Heat race number 3 stat could be anybody's ball game. Then you move on to heat race number 4. Want to start in row number 2. A couple of drivers that have had some good runs here at Volusia in their past. Also kind of struggling this weekend. However, look for Cameron Martin and Danny Martin Jr., not related, to turn things around. And then on to the front row, Randy. Austin McCarl won a prelim night of the Southern Sprint Car Shootout in a 360 last year. And he's shown some signs this weekend, but he just needs to put it all together.
Well, on Thursday night, he started mid-pack in the 8 feature, and then late in the race kind of started feeling good. Race from 14th to 5th, earned hard charger, and he was looking like maybe a potential another top 5 run last night. Ran into some problems, contact with another car, and then the tire goes bad. He's still salvaged enough points to be on the front row of his heat race. Is that enough to put him at the front of the feature tonight?
We'll see if McCarl can just get a clean night. If he can get some luck on his side, he could take home the win here this evening. The guy on the pole of that fourth heat race, though, Brian Brown was good on night one. He went 10-6. You can't complain about that. But last night, though, 10-3. And I thought just in terms of looking at him, there was more car speed out of the 21 last night than I'd seen in a while.
I think so. And just going forward both nights, if he can start the night good from that front row of this heat race, that puts him a little bit further up in the feature. If you don't start so far back, he might be a guy to watch.
Brian Brown has the veteran knowledge that it could take to win this race here tonight. He doesn't run a 360 very often these days, but he's pretty good in one this weekend.
I felt like that, we had made some gains, substantially from night one to night two, and you just gotta, we don't run our 360 a lot anymore. We run at the 360 Nationals, and that's pretty much it. So like when you come down here, you kind of say, okay, what's different between here and Knoxville? What have we had to do with our 410 between here and Knoxville? Kind of just went back to my notebook and just looked at our notes from Knoxville and kind of said, okay, what's different now between here and there? And pretty much went right off the notebook, and we felt like we were right in the pocket. And yeah, just proud of our guys. Like I said, I really feel like we've had one of the faster cars. Just kind of felt like we've been sledding uphill a little bit. We've had our car better every single time we hit the track in the A main. So I'm looking forward to tonight.
A really stout front two rows in that fourth heat race that Brian Brown is going to try to keep behind him. And then on to the fifth and final heat race of the night. Again, when we break these down, I kind of like to start at the back. Randy, a couple of young guns, and Ryder LaPlante and Gunnar Setzer. Particularly, let's talk about Setzer. Some problems early in the night on night one kind of set his night back. Last night, he was in a really good battle for a transfer spot with Davey Franick. Missed out on it. He's learning the ups and downs of being a rookie at Volusia Speedway Park, but I thought he's fared well.
I think he really has. The problems you mentioned on night one started in qualifying, went to the scales, had a little flash fire on the car. It didn't seem to bother him. They were able to rebound late in the night, and then night number two, the solid run there. And the other young driver you mentioned, Ryder LaPlante, he showed that he has the maneuverability and the skills in his race car to go through the field, came from the C into the last chance showdown on night one, and then all the way up, nearly made it to the A feature. So he shows he can drive with these guys, so he gets a little more experience under his belt. He'll be able to do so on a more regular basis. We hope to see that on the road with the American Sprint Car Series in 25.
Yeah, looking forward to seeing LaPlante with the series all year long, full-time competing for rookie. So watch those two youngsters coming from deep. Tyler Klim, the winner of the Southern Sprint Car Shootout in 2023, starts in third. A very stout front row that could go either way. Two drivers that were in the dash last night. Let's start with Sam Hayford Jr. on the pole. Just kind of like Austin McCarl, honestly needs to put a whole night together.
He does. He was on the podium on Thursday, but then Friday night had the car, showed the potential. He was going to challenge for another podium spot. Got sideways, little contact with McCarl, damaged the nose wing on Hayford's car, and he kind of faded back a few spots, and that hurt him in the overall points, but enough to be on the front row, which if he can do good in this heat race, which starting on the front, Sam, you could probably bet on that to have a chance to do well. That puts him in the dash, and once you're in the dash, you'd have that dash draw, and anything happens. But out of the ASCS regulars, Sam has positioned himself the best to have success tonight.
And I think one thing that could help Sam would maybe just some luck of the draw. He hasn't really had good starting spots in the first two features that we've seen so far this weekend. So if Sam could win the heat, draw the front two rows of a dash, he'd be in a great position to win this one. The driver on the outside of the front row is the one we're going to hear from, Dason Persley. Randy, his first wing race ever at Volusia, and we saw it on Thursday night. He was experiencing the challenges of running a wing car here for the third time, bounced around on the cushion, lost the lead of the heat race, ended up 14th that night, but last night though really ironed things out, a nice sixth place run.
It just shows his adaptability to learn very quickly. The heat race you mentioned, lost the lead, didn't only lose the lead, he fell all the way back to fourth, barely made it into the transfer into the A main because of some mistakes up in the cushion. You didn't see those mistakes on night number two. What will the improvement look like here tonight?
Dason Persley, always a fast learner. We'll see if he's learned enough at Volusia this weekend to go to victory lane tonight.
So I guess we start front row of the heat race and everything, so which is good as a clean air, I guess you could say. So yeah, just kind of see what we can do. I feel like the first couple laps is always the hardest part for what I'm trying to learn right now. So the banking changes. I feel like it changes every year. So unfortunately, I just caught it wrong those 3 laps in a row, and then trying to learn the wing thing as well too, just the whole animal. So yeah, just excited to go out here, and I feel like Volusia's a good place. Got a good field of 360s and everything, and then I'm going to be an even stronger field next week. So just learning from all these guys and everything is something that I'm here for.
Pursley and Hafer team. Going to be fun to watch on the front row of that 5th and final heat race. So 5 heat races, top 2 finishers will move into the dash tonight. Let's take a look at the order of events very briefly. Again, with no qualifying, we'll start things out with hot laps for the American Sprint Car Series, and then on to the DIRTcar UMP Modifieds for their hot laps, right into opening ceremonies after that. For ASCS, as we mentioned, 5 8-lap heats, top 2 to the dash. Once again, for the DIRTcar UMP Modifieds, 6 8-lap heats. We'll do the ASCS dash draw after that, as well as a little bit of track prep to set the stage for the 8-lap C-Main, 5-lap dash, and 12-lap Smith Titanium Last Chance Showdown for ASCS. The DIRTcar UMP Modifieds will have 3 Last Chance Showdowns as well. 30 laps and $10,000 to win tonight for the ASCS in their feature. One of five five-figure paying races on the ASCS schedule in 2025, and then 25 laps and $2,500 to win for the DIRTcar UMP Modifieds. Chris Steppen will be on the call for those. We're giving a Big Gator Championship away, Randy, for the first time in ASCS history, and I've got a number for you.
Okay.
There are 8 billion people on the earth. 32 of them have won a Big Gator Championship across 5 divisions. We're going to get a new one tonight.
I'm excited about that. You mentioned the $10,000 paycheck. The drivers are excited about that as well, but that Gator trophy is something they've never had a chance to win in the American Sprint Car Series. So we're looking forward to see who's going to take that, who's going to hoist that up, what they're going to do with that big Gator trophy. It's exciting to add something like this, a marquee event, to the American Sprint Car Series.
Thank you for coming up and spending some time on the roof. Have a good call tonight, Randy.
Right, thanks, Connor.
We'll hear from Randy and Chris Steppen when we come back with the finale of Week 1 of the DIRTcar Nationals at Volusia after this quick break on DIRTVision.
It's ARP fasteners for whatever you race. From 2 wheels to 4. Off-road, on-road, even water. From the flat track to the salt flats. Grassroots racers, weekend warriors, and pros alike trust ARP. Made in America quality, family owned and operated. When failure is not an option, it's ARP-bolts.com. No matter what you race.
If your answer to the summer heat is let it rain, we're looking for you. Join us at Toyota Racing.
Get your motors running. The World of Outlaws NOS Energy Drink Sprint Cars return to Volusia Speedway Park in March for the Bike Week Jamboree. 2 huge nights with the greatest show on dirt, March 2nd and 3rd at the world's fastest half mile. Championship battles, rising stars, and incredibly fast cars. The World of Outlaws at Volusia Speedway Park, March 2nd and 3rd. Tickets and more at worldofoutlaws.com. Be there.
Since their 2001 inception, DMI Racing Components have changed the game. From open-wheel suspension, steering, and driveline components to their line of Bulldog quick change rears, they set the new standard for innovation, performance, and value. DMI and Bulldog products are backed by the best customer support in the industry with more than 150 years of race-winning experience. Let our experience help guide you to victory lane. We race, you race. Let's race together.
Welcome back here to Volusia Speedway Park. An absolutely beautiful evening for the finale of the opening weekend of the Federated Auto Parts DIRTcar Nationals. All right, so we see activity now on the back straightaway. Push vehicles making their way into the infield, and some on the raceway to get ready to push race cars for hot lap session number 1. Here tonight, 5 hot lap sessions will be on the schedule. They will represent the 5 heat races here tonight. Lineups are determined already based on event points, so no need for qualifying. So hot laps, then they'll go right back to their trailer to get prepared for tonight's racing action. '77T race car is pushed ahead all the way into turn number 3. That is Tyler Powless. Alice out of Ontario. Middle of the pack here. Once we get going in the heat race action later, you'll line up 6th out of 10. So an average weekend there for Powless. We'll see if he could make up some ground and go forward in the heat race to try and get into tonight's show. That 44 that just rolled in the picture, Chris Martin out of Ankeny, Iowa. Pretty good weekend, not quite as good as he's had down here before, but he's still in a good spot to put himself into the championship feature here tonight. The G6, Brendan Grubaugh from Ocala, Florida. Look at those 2 cars waiting for the push. As soon as the track is clear back behind them, where push vehicles and sprint cars coming through the gate on the back straightaway. When that's clear, we'll fire these up. The 34, Sterling Kling, Tempe, Arizona. 2 nights with the series a year ago and was pretty solid both of those nights. Has been okay here this weekend, shown some good stuff on the racetrack. He'll start 5th. Need to go forward at least 1 spot to make it into the main event this evening for the 34 of Sterling Kling. The 26, that's a driver that has shown no weakness. None at all so far through the first 2 nights of the Federated Auto Part DIRTcar Nationals. The 26, that's Justin Peck out of Monrovia, Indiana, has picked up the feature win each of the first 2 nights and done so in pretty solid fashion, not given many opportunities for anybody to challenge for those victories. He's led every lap both nights in the feature event. The 88C, that's Brogan Carter out of Sioux Falls, South Dakota. Living like outlaws, and Bam Bam's barbecue sauce supporting their effort. Octane on the side of the race car. He's the teenager, the Dakota Outlaw. He'll roll off 10th later tonight in the heat race action. So been a struggle for them so far here at the Volusia Speedway Park on their first trip down. They plan to race the American Sprint Car Series in 2025. They'll go to some tracks that he hit at the end of last year a couple of times, got a few laps with the series before we shut down for the 2024 season. So we'll look for some improvement on Brogan Carter as we go through once the season gets rolling. The next race for the American Sprint Car Series will be in April. The 96 car, Brandon Sampson, Mesa, Arizona is where he's originally out of. He spends a lot of time now in Indianapolis. But the Mesa, Arizona driver hadn't been behind the wheel of the sprint car since last April or May. It was early in the season when their program suffered some mechanical issues, and they've got all those ironed out now, so he's looking forward to a strong 2025. That's the 96 of Brandon Sampson. 6G, Brian Gossel, Windsor, Colorado, the BG Automotive, Schaefer Race Oil, and King Race Products entry. He's a veteran race car driver, all different kinds of race cars. Here recent years, it's been all open wheel. On pavement or dirt, Silver Crown, it doesn't matter. He'll want to do it. Brian Gossel, just a big fan of race cars. The 20, Brady Bacon, a native out of Broken Arrow, Oklahoma. In a pretty good spot coming into the finale here of opening weekend. He'll be on the front row of his heat race in the Concord American Flagpole number 20. Bradley Fazard back for year number 2 with the American Sprint Car Series. Leopard tire looked a little low there, so build up some heat and air pressure in this hot lap session for the 938 of Bradley Fazzard. Justin Peck on the raceway now. He was the fastest car on the racetrack to this point. Justin Peck of 15.256. That's several tenths faster than the next quickest car of Sterling Kling, Tyler Powless and Brady Bacon. Of course, the track being just worked in, the first cars on the track, the lap times won't hold. They'll all change as we go through the evening. But out of that group, Justin Peck, the car that was able to take those conditions and turn the fastest lap in his hot lap. Monrovia, Indiana, off to a fantastic start to 2025 with the victory each of the first two nights here of the DIRTcar Nationals. So keeping those cars on the racetrack right now. See if they get a couple more laps. Yep. Track is ready to roll. Caution light off. They'll get a couple more laps here in the opening hot lap session. Sterling Kling racing around turn number 2, picking up speed on the back stretch. All of them picking up a little bit of speed here on this second go at it. Just a little bit more track worked in. The driver's getting more comfortable. Justin Peck still the quickest on the raceway. Sterling Kling still second. Brady Bacon the third quickest car here in the hot lap session. So Justin Peck, a 14.664 was his lap time, and a 14.930 for Sterling Kling, and a 14.949 on Brady Bacon. But everybody continues to chase that 26. We mentioned he has not shown any weakness yet this weekend, and still through the hot lap session not letting up one bit. Taking a look there at the back straightaway. Cars exit the raceway. Ooh, Brogan Carter just quite missed it. He'll get turned around and he'll need a push. A little tough to make that right-hand turn. Just misjudged it a little bit. So they'll get Brogan Carter cleared, and then start to push the cars onto the raceway for hot lap session number 2. 61 car sitting up there ready to push onto the track. That's William Hull out of Vermont. Been a tough weekend for that race team. They'll start on the 5th row of the heat race later tonight. But a good looking machine, that orange. Spot it real well in the grandstands. On the 61 of William Hull. Right behind him, the 36, that's Jason Martin, a native out of Liberal, Kansas. He now resides in the state of Nebraska. 5B Electric, BM Motorsports helping support his entry, which he drove to the 2023 American Sprint Car Series national title. 9 feature wins with the ASCS Series back in 2023. Picked up 1 victory in 2024. The 44C, Cheyenne Potter out of Lake Helen, Florida. 16-year-old teenager. She's moving up from the micro sprints. Limited starts behind a full-size sprint car, but giving it a shot here at the DIRTcar Nationals this weekend. (16TH) Kevin Newton, Terre Haute, Indiana, the Honest Abe Roofing Metal Supply Depot race car. And then just to the other side of him, you see that 97 UK out of England, Ryan Harrison, KBTS Transport Solutions, Hambridge Transport. They will start to push the cars. You'll see Harrison get fired up right there. Blake Hahn, 2-time national champion with the American Sprint Car Series. Those titles coming in 2021 and 2022. Danny Dietrich out of Gettysburg, Pennsylvania. Self-Made Racing, York Excavating. Sandoz Fruit Market, number 48D. Joey Amantia out of Pennsylvania in the 88J. Plans to do a lot of 410 racing in 2025. And this might, he's not sure, but might be his last 360 race of the year for the 88J of Joey Amantia. The 27, Emerson Axum out of Franklin, Indiana. Chili Bowl preliminary night winner just a few weeks ago back in Tulsa, Oklahoma. And a hard charger last night in the main event here at the DIRTcar Nationals. 21st to 4th in the A feature for Emerson Axum. He is 2nd overall in event points with 2 top 5 finishes. Blake Hahn, 12th in the event points coming into tonight. Now those event points won't matter for lineup purposes after the heat race. It'll go based on results, but those points will add up to see who gets the big gator here at the end of the evening. Emerson Axum, fastest car on the raceway, 14:5:41. Danny Dietrich, next quickest of the cars on the track. That team's gotten a little better. The car 48 of Danny Dietrich. They finished 10th on the opening night, and then he raced that 48D to 5th last night. Dietrich and Axum, the 2 fastest cars on the raceway there. Emerson Axum, fastest overall, just a little faster than Peck's lap in hot lap session number 1. Axum turned to 14:3:65. Justin Peck at a 14:6:64. But both of those cars showing they are the strongest ones in the pit area all weekend. They're 1st and 2nd in points, and they are 1st and 2nd in lap times in hot laps tonight. So showing no reason those 2 drivers shouldn't be your favorites going into the program here this evening. 2 hot lap sessions complete, 3 remain for the American Sprint Car Series. The 2C, Cole Macedo, out of Lemoore, California, waiting on the backstretch to be pushed as soon as the opening is clear. First weekend for him driving the 2C race car in Volusia. It's a 360 under the hood here with the American Sprint Car Series, but that's not what he'll drive in that race car for the majority of 2025. He plans to race the World of Outlaws schedule. There's the red 2J pushing onto the raceway. That's Zach Blurton out of Quinter, Kansas. They had mechanical failure on Thursday night. Came up with another engine to race on Friday night from a competitor there in the pit area and trying to finish out the weekend before heading home to really regroup and gear up for full campaign of the American Sprint Car Series schedule in 2025. They finished 8th in the national points last year, their first time out on the road. That black number 2, Whit Gastineau out of Oklahoma City. Made the feature Thursday night, came up just short last night from the Last Chance Showdown. Whit Gastineau, Sooner Region winner with the American Sprint Car Series a year ago with the Elk City Motorsports Park in Elk City, Oklahoma. 13, Elijah Guile, Phoenix, Arizona driver. The youngster had a few starts with the American Sprint Car Series in 2024. See how many they come up with here this season as he definitely looks to ramp up his schedule of sprint car racing. Davey Franick in the 28F out of New Jersey, the Dave Franick Auto Sales and Rapid Tire race car. Franick will be right in the middle of the field when heat race action starts tonight. He'll be 5th out of 10 in the lineup for his heat race. That kind of shows how his week's gone. He's right there in the middle of the pack. We'll see if they figured anything out and get that car to climb the ladder, as they'd say in the heat races this evening, to try and get it into the main event here on championship night of the Federated Auto Part DIRTcar Nationals. The 95, Matt Covington, he'll start 3rd in the heat race later this evening. That Missile Motorsports Outlaw Wings D&W Towing number 95. (16G) Austin Gossel, Windsor, Colorado, the BG Automotive Schaefer Race Oil King Race Products number 16G. Also on the track for this hot lap session is the 11K Joshua Kunstbeck. He's from DeLand, Florida. Sam's Vending, DeLand Auto Parts, Crawford's Signs. Just about 15 minutes up the road. And the 25 from Summerfield, Florida, John Crowder. (51) Scotty Thiel out of Wisconsin. We heard from him in the opening segment here of tonight's broadcast. A little bit of smoke off that 51, but most likely no concern. Burning it off, he'll be fine. One more lap in this hot lap session. Matt Covington, fastest car on the racetrack. That's a good sign for that race team. Covington turns a 14.623. Whit Gastineau, a 14.659. Second quickest on the track. Matt Covington will start third in the heat race this evening and showing that he's got a car dialed in for tonight's race conditions. '88M of Austin McCarl will be the first car that we see push onto the racetrack here in a moment. Austin McCarl, Farm Charger Award winner on Thursday night in the main event from 14th to 5th. Had some misfortune in the A main last night. Bumped into a spinning Sam Haperteep and damaged the right rear of that race car, and then a little bit later in the main event, the right rear tire shredded. Didn't quite get the result they were hoping for in the feature on night number 2. Good thing about it, they can try again tonight. This is when the money and the gator's on the line. Austin McCarl out of Altoona, Iowa, pushes that 88 car onto the raceway now. Also on the track, the 4, Cameron Martin from Ankeny, Iowa. Always puts a solid run together here at Volusia. All 3 nights last year of the 360 shootout, he was in the top 10. '51, John Brinflack, Ewing, New Jersey driver. Making the pull down here to Volusia. And for those back home watching Brinflack, you never know what you'll see him in. He could run the 305, 360, 410. He does it all up there. The 45X, Kyler Johnson from Quinter, Kansas on for this hot lap session. He did pick up a 360 sprint car win a year ago in Nebraska. Hoping he can add a 360 sprint car win to his resume with the American Sprint Car Series in 2025. Brian Brown's 21. Missouri driver has shown improvement from night 1 into night 2. A little more improvement on night 2 to 3 would put him in contention for the victory here this evening, as he finished on the podium last night. Comes into the evening 4th in the overall points, so he's had a really solid weekend. 24 cars, Danny Martin Jr. out of Sarasota, Florida. Shaw Racing, Pipe Restoration Solutions number 24. And this 71 is Brady Baker, Alexander, Arkansas. Mid-State Golf Cart, Total Tire and Automotive, CSI Suspension. Along with Jackson Farms coming on board, the 71 here in 2025. The 5H, Robbie Price. It's out of Cobble Hill, British Columbia. Been a struggle for that race team as things haven't fallen their way yet here at Volusia Speedway Park. One more chance at it here tonight. '27M is Austin Martin, Sarasota, Florida driver. Austin McCarl and Brian Brown, the drivers with the fastest laps out of this group. It'll be a tussle between those two when it comes heat race time. Austin McCarl has the fastest time right now, but we're under yellow. A slowed car brings us under the caution. The And the checkered flags will just end this hot lap session. Austin McCarl, a 14.295. Brian Brown, a 14.489. One hot lap session remains for the American Sprint Car Series. As soon as they get a clear opening there on the backstretch, they'll push out the next group of cars. The 63 will be the first car coming onto the raceway. It'll be Josh Weller. He's out of Merchtown, Pennsylvania with the Dr. Diesel, AssuredAutomation.com, and Victory Auto Glass on board. He was a 3-time Sprint Car winner a year ago up in the Northeast. He's kind of been under the radar here this week, but he's had a solid week. He's going to start 4th in the heat race. At 0, Glenn Stiers in the Ohsweken Speedway. Glenn Stiers racing number 0. He's turned a lot of laps here this weekend because he's not only running the sprint car, but also the UMP Modifieds. The 6S, Tyler Clem, St. Petersburg, Florida. He's had a lot of success here at Volusia Speedway Park over the last few years, so he starts 3rd in the heat race. He could be a driver that, if things hit right, he'll put himself in position come the end of the evening here this evening. (14BW) from East Chatham, New York, Brett Wright. J&D Waste Equipment, Wright Motorsports, Albany Transfer Station. You can find his race car competing this summer with the Empire Super Sprints. That's Brett White in the 14BW. And just behind him, that 88R, Ryder LaPlante, Calera, Oklahoma. You'll be able to find him in 2025 with the American Sprint Car Series National Tour. Oklahoma Truck Driving Academy, LS Construction, LM Trucking on board for the teenager out of Calera, Oklahoma. 15H, he hopes you find him on the stage tonight. Sam Haferteep Jr., he's had a strong car all weekend, just hadn't been able to get it in victory lane. But he's got enough points. He's 5th overall in the point standings coming into tonight, so he'll be on the pole of heat race number 5. Sam Haferteep Jr., the 5-time ASCS champion, would love to take him home that big gator for more than one reason. 1, he gets that cool trophy, and 2, he gets the big paycheck, and 3, he would most likely leave Volusia with the points lead for the American Sprint Car Series in 2025. The G5, and is Gunnar Setzer out of Columbus, Indiana. Midwest Tube Mills, professional concrete cutting and drilling bar property, number G5. Jason Persley in the 13 out of Locust Grove, Oklahoma. Fellow Windows and Doors, Avanti Windows and Doors on the side of the yellow and black 13. The USAC National Midget Champion from a year ago. 10X, that's Joel Charles out of West Palm Beach, Florida. The JC Customs Gap Performance Florida High Performance number 10X. Didn't race the sprint car very much last year, but decides to bring it on out. Why not start 2025 off on the right foot? So Joel Charles is here at the DIRTcar Nationals. See what kind of lap times we get from LaPlante and Persley and Haferteep all out here on the racetrack in the final hot lap session. Track really pretty good at the moment. They're able to run side by side. So that'll do it for hot laps. Sam Haferteep, fastest lap time in that group, 14.556. Oh, he's got to feel really good about that. The sun's starting to set here on the final night of opening weekend of the Federated Auto Part DIRTcar Nationals here at the Volusia Speedway Park. The sun goes down and racing action's going to heat up here just shortly. So all 5 hot lap sessions are complete. We will not see the sprint cars again for qualifying. Their heat races are already set, so we'll see them up here after opening ceremonies for heat race action. It'll be a little bit earlier tonight than it was the last 2 nights. Cut out a little time on qualifying and get after it and see who's going to win that big gator. Let's send it over to Chris for the Modifieds.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Modifieds making their way onto the racing surface. 76 DIRTcar UMP Modifieds rolling in today. We have upped the car count the last couple of nights. We added a handful of drivers today as they get ready to try to chase a big gator starting on Monday, but they maybe want some laps around Volusia Speedway Park here tonight. We're going to hot lap the mods. No qualifying for the Modifieds tonight either. So it'll be a hot lap session, heat races, last chance showdowns, and a main event. Here are the cars you see on the Speedway, starting with the first driver over in turn number 3. Comes to you out of the state of Michigan. That is one of our Michigan racers, Lowell, Michigan's Mark Anderson, in that red, white, and blue 43A car. That Accurate Racing Engines machine as he works into turn number 4. Right behind him, the orange and purple 45. That's Kyle Hammer, driver out of Clinton, Illinois, in the 45 machine, the Allgaier Performance machine for Kyle Hammer. Right behind him will be the 97 car. That's Mitch Thomas. Had a really good run going last night. An unfortunate situation took him out of racing action, battling inside the top 3. Oakland, Maryland's Mitch Thomas in that Rumblegate truck tailgates number 97 car. Also on the racetrack, the 11N car, driver of Lowell, Arkansas. That's Gene Nicholas. Nicholas in that Gene Nicholas LLC sponsored 11N car as he works down the front straightaway. Right behind him, you'll find the 155. That's Gavin Shaw. Shaw out of Brownsdale, Minnesota, in that Rochester Overhead Doors number 155. Also on the Speedway, you'll find the 15X car. That will be Justin Stone. Justin out of Middlebury, Vermont, in that G-Stone Motorsports 15X car. Right behind him, the 10X, one of our new competitors today. That is Glasgow, Kentucky's Billy Updegraff. Billy Updegraff in that Fox Shocks Diamond Auto Collision 10X car. He works down the front straight away, his first visit of the week. Right behind him, the 463, that's Daniel Sanchez. He's out of Admiral Park, New York, in that 5-star race car bodies 463 car. Ray Bollinger's on the racetrack as well. Ray out of Kewanee, Illinois. He sits in that Jeep Car 77 car. Yellow, orange, and black 77. All right, behind him you will find the 17C car. That'll be Coleman Evans. Evans out of Mineral Wells, West Virginia. That Evans Construction 17C car. Michael Turner's out there as well. Michael out of Paris, Tennessee, in that Turner's Landscaping at 27 car. Final 2 cars in this group. The 11 car will be Aiden Hines. Aiden out of Loveland, Ohio, in that University of Northwestern Ohio 11 car. And George Dixon on the racetrack as well. Dixon out of Shirleysburg, Pennsylvania. That LaSalle Racing Engines number 77. So first group of DIRTcar UMP Modifieds. Hot laps in the books. So we'll roll the next group onto the racing surface here for the next hot lap session for the mods. Hot lap session number 1, Mitch Thomas, incidentally, fastest lap, 17.503, 17503. Next group's rolling out. Kenny Wallace will be the first driver that will lead them down the front straightaway. Driver out of St. Louis, Missouri, in that Priority Aviation Sunoco Race Fuels 36 cars. He'll roll through 1 and 2. Driver right behind him will be the 777. He also had a great run going last night till contact and a battle for that second spot. That's Trevor Neville. He's out of Mackinac, Illinois, in that multi-fire plug wires 777 car. Lucas Lee's right behind him. Lucas out of Paris, Tennessee. He's in that tank lining of Paris number 12 as he works down the back straight away. Also on the back chute, 72 car. That's Todd Nieiser Heiser out of Panama City, Florida, and that discount towing of Panama City number 72. Also on the racetrack should be the 21 car of Scott Ladner. I believe that there he is on the back straightaway, driver to Lumberton, Mississippi. In that CB Developers 21 car, that black and fluorescent yellow 21 for Scott Ladner. Right behind him, the 05 will be Dave Weedholder. Weedholder's out of Liberty, Illinois, in that statewide Solar 05 car, rolling down the back chute. Right behind him, the 01 car, that's Braden Weller. Weller's out of Palmer, Nebraska, in the University of Northwestern Ohio 01 car. His way down the middle of the back straight away. Matt Crafton right behind him. Crafton, of course, out of Tulare, California, now living in Mooresville, North Carolina, in that Sealmaster K1 Race Gear 88 car. Right behind him, another newcomer to Volusia this week. It's Lowell, Michigan's Shannon Fisk. Shannon will race tonight, that Fisk trucking number 60 car. Also on the back straightaway, the 57's Charlie Sandercock. He's out of Trenton, Ontario, Canada, in that Rapid Rat Services 57 car, and one more car on the racing surface, 17 car. That will be Tyler Evans. Tyler out of Mineral Wells, West Virginia, the Evans Construction at 17T. And this is the only chance these DIRTcar UMP modified racers have before they run heat racing. No qualifying, it's just hot laps and heat races. Checkered flags coming out, hot lap session number 2. Trevor Neville in the 777 car, fastest in this group. It'll be 3rd overall for the Mackinac, Illinois racers, 17.729. Mitch Thomas still 17.503, the top of this speed charts. George Dixon, 17.657. Charlie Sandercock up to 4th, 17.776. Coleman Evans, 17.857. Those are the top 5 in hot lap times thus far. Next group, rolling down the front straightaway, Will Krupp will be the first driver to lead them out of the turn 4 gate. He's out of Mount Carmel, Illinois. In that Willys Carbon Dyno service, Bill Stein, K9. Right behind him will be Wade Olmstead, the driver out of De Leon Springs, Florida, in that DeLand Auto Parts number 99. Here's another one of our newcomers that has not raced with us yet this week. The T9 cars rolling through turns 1 and 2. That's Zach Tate. Tate's out of Low Gap, North Carolina, the Tate Logging and Firewood T9 car. First time we've seen him here at Volusia in 2025. Also on the racetrack, 27 car, that's Jason Garver. Garver's out of Stark, Florida, in that CarQuest Auto Parts 27. So he works through turns 1 and 2. Right behind him, the 9R car, another driver that is rolling in for the first time this week. That's JP Roberts Jr. JP in that Smith Chevrolet VP Racing Fuels number 9R car. He works down the back straight away, just rolling into Volusia here tonight. 17 car, that'll be Chris Wilson. Wilson's out of Louisa, Kentucky, in that Wilson Monument Company 17 car. As he works his way right dead center down the back straight away. Right behind him will be Chase Holland. Holland out of Success, Mississippi, in that Industrial Dock and Door 45. As he works his way off of turn number 2, right in front of Randy Giroux's 1 car. Giroux, of course, out of Fort Erie, Ontario, now living in Lima, Ohio. One of those University of Northwestern Ohio cars in the 1 this week. Also on the racetrack, 21B car will be Hunter Breland. Breland out of Hattiesburg, Mississippi, in that Ladner Engineering 21B car. Midway down the back straight away, right in front of one of our Canadian visitors, Greg Bellia. Bellia out of Sterling, Ontario, Canada, that Access Storage 25. Couple more cars on the back straight away as well. The 8 car will be Dave Pinkerton. Dave comes to us out of Chillicothe, Ohio, and that's State Farm Insurance number 8. Also on the front straight away now, the 07 car, that's Curtis King. He's out of Wheeler, Ontario, and that Motorsports of Trenton 07 car. The 5 car, that's the 5B of Bobby Bagley. Bagley out of Mineral Wells, West Virginia, that Parkersburg Plumbing Supply number 5. And the final car out there is the 6. It's Ryan Fowler, driver out of Pace, Florida, in that Mobags Shock Service number 6. And we've got one around here, heads up turn number 4. Easy off the gas there, turn 4. Somebody Spun the wrong direction here in turn 4. We'll slow the action in hot lap session number 3. No changes in hot lap session speed chart order just yet. So we'll get Jason Garver spun around here off of turn number 4, the Stark, Florida racer. Looks like he's going to head onto the infield. See, oh, no, he's not. He's going to spin that thing around. That black, white, and pink 27 car. Looks like 1, maybe 2 more hot lap sessions to go. We mentioned a handful of new drivers rolling in here today. JP Roberts on the racetrack. He's one of the new ones. Zach Tate out there as well. Saw Billy Updegraff. Saw Shannon Fisk. A couple more first-timers this week rolling out here as well. And Chris Wilson off the pace just a little bit as everybody else gets up to speed. All right, everybody's rolling. Hot lap session number 3, back to the green. White flag coming out here in a hot lap session number 3. Checkered flag out, hot lap session number 3 into the record books. Mitch Thomas still at the top of the speed charts, but Jason Garver now up to that second spot in the 27, a 17.508. 17503 for Mitch Thomas earlier, so Jason Garver right there, 17.508. George Dixon, Trevor Neville, and Charlie Sandercock right now the top 5 in hot lap speeds with a couple hot lap sessions yet to go. Next hot lap session beginning to roll onto the Speedway. First driver out of the infield chute will be Zane Odewald. Odewald in that 11Z car. He'll make his way onto the racing surface. Driver out of Eustis, Florida. That's Zane's Auto Service 11Z. Right behind him will be the 16 of Sean Deering. Deering comes to us out of Quincy, Illinois in that Wood Smoke Meets Longhorn by Pierce race car number 16. Brian Dively's out there as well. He's out of Springfield, Illinois in the checkered flag graphics Cozy Dog Drive in 11D car. There's Zeke McKenzie right behind him, the Zekester out of Claypool, Indiana in that Toro Superior Sales Kaiser Manufacturing 24. Also on the back straightaway, Bunnell, Florida's Dalton Lanik in that East Coast Aluminum 51 car. As he works his way into turn number 3. Driver rolling up to his inside will be Jordan Kohler. Kohler out of Mount Airy, North Carolina in that Ultimate Towing and Recovery 114. Also on the racetrack, 35 car, that will be Michael Altobelli. Altobelli out of Saxton, Pennsylvania, the Mahindra Tractors. Bobcat Equipment 35 as he rolls down the front straightaway. See who else we've got working their way off turn number 4 here. The 78 car, that'll be Raymond Rogers. Rogers out of Tampa, Florida. He's in that Better Leather Auto Trim 78 car. Also, Ethan Boomsma is on the racetrack. Ethan out of Wheatfield, Indiana in the Always Underground Incorporated KB Electric 23B car. Couple more newcomers on the racetrack right under the flag stand, the 8W car. That's Defiance, Pennsylvania's Greg Moore. First time we've seen the 8W car. Mullins Race Engine, Chubby Trucking 8W for Greg Moore. Also on the racing service right behind him, that black and orange number 12 car. That will be Jim Britt tonight. Jim's been here in his traditional 78 car. He's sitting in the 12 tonight. He's out of Palm Coast, Florida. Brick Motorsports Action Graphics number 12. Let's see what else we've got. The 11K car of Evan Kohler's out there. He's out of Mount Airy, North Carolina in that Capital Waste 11K car down the back straightaway. Last night's winner, Cole Falloway, right behind him. Falloway out of Owensboro, Kentucky. And that Kelly Trucking is 66. And I think we got one more. Let's see. Yes, right here underneath the flag stand, the 10Y. Another one of the drivers that has not been with us this week. He'll be a great addition home next week. That is Crofton, Kentucky's Trent Young in that black and blue number 10Y. We haven't seen Trent at Volusia yet this week. In the Owens Construction Diamond race car for the Kentucky racer. A couple DIRTcar Summer Nationals victories for Trent Young a year ago. Last year blue, last year red and white this year. Blue and white, sharp looking car there for Trent Young. Still Mitch Thomas, still Jason Garver, and still George Dixon. No changes at the top of the speed chart right there in that group. Top 5 staying the same. Next group of mods begin to make their way onto the racetrack. First driver out looks like it will be Crossville, Tennessee's Colton Profit. Colton in that Roland Digital Media 56 car. Working down the front straightaway, right behind him, driver out of Denmark, Wisconsin. That's Cole Charneski in the 21CZ car, that Pro Property Services machine. Working into turn number 1. 13 cars, Charlie Mefford here at the flag stand. He's out of Belton, Kentucky. In that Mefford Construction 13 ride as he works through turns 1 and 2. Down the front straightaway, another one of our first-time visitors this week, the 11 car. That's Jesse Roop. Roop out of Sophia, West Virginia, in that Williams Fuel Stop 11 car. Jesse rolling in here to Volusia today. Couple of Taylor cars on the racetrack. 5 cars. Jonathan Taylor, he'll work into turn number 1. He's out of Salzburg, Pennsylvania. Of course, in that Taylor Services number 5. Right behind him, the 7 car will be Evan Taylor, also Salzburg, Pennsylvania Taylor Services machine. As they work down the back straightaway together. Right behind them will be Kyle Strickler. Strickler's out of Mooresville, North Carolina, that G-Sound Transport 8 ride. As he works his way into turn number 2. Also on the racetrack, 3F car, that's Rob Fuqua. He's out of Paris, Illinois, and that Rob Fuqua Trucking 3F car off of turn number 2. Right behind him, 77C cars, Jason Cox. Cox in that Mindco Logistics 77C car. He's out of Clinton, Indiana. And a final car that snuck out there is a black 2K car, driver out of Cape Creek, Arizona. It'll be Taylor Cool. Taylor in that Ultimate Equipment Rental 2K car. She works into turn number 3. There's the cars on the racetrack here for what I believe is the final hot lap session for the DIRTcar UMP Modifieds. So final hot lap session here for the mods. Maybe there's one more. We'll wait and see. Can't quite see around the rim road. Looks like there might be one more hot lap session up there. Everybody chasing down a 17.503 lap. Mitch Thomas set that earlier. Checkered flag coming out here, hot lap session 4 into the books. Still Mitch Thomas, Jason Garver, George Dixon, Trevor Neville, Charlie Sandercock, the top 5. Coleman Evans 6, Ray Bollinger 7, Will Krupp 8. Kyle Strickler was the fastest on the racetrack in that group. Strickler 9th, the 17.954, 17954 for Kyle Strickler in that group. Like there's about 15 or so DIRTcar Modifieds that have not yet hot lapped. We'll see if that means they're coming out in one more session or if that was it. It's like turn 4 gates open. We're going to let some pedestrian vehicles across. See the water truck sitting over there as well. That gate open as well. People coming across here onto the infield. So we've now been told the hot lap sessions are done. So those guys that did not hot lap are just not going to hot lap. No big deal. So hot lap sessions done for both divisions here. Water trucks rolling around. We'll do a little packing, I think, around the racing surface. Mitch Thomas officially 17.503, the fastest lap of the night. in the DIRTcar UMP Modified division. Of course, doesn't mean a whole lot other than these guys now know what their race car looks like and feels like as they get ready for heat races coming up. For those of you on DIRTVision, we're going to send you off to a quick break before we get ready to go with opening ceremonies here on Championship Saturday night of the opening weekend of the DIRTcar Nationals.
World of Outlaws Dirt Racing 24 is available now.
Race fans, the Federated Auto Parts DIRTcar Nationals is bigger than ever. From January 30th through February 15th at Volusia Speedway Park. The World of Outlaws Sprint Cars and late models, plus the American Sprint Car Series, the Super Dirt Car Series, and the DIRTcar UMP Modifieds at the world's fastest half-mile oval. Ticket packages, camping, and more at DIRTcarNationals.com. The Federated Auto Parts DIRTcar Nationals. Be there.
Brake hard with the all-new Smith Tie Complete Big Brake System. Our Big Brake titanium rotor offers doubled cooling capacity, and our centrifugal fan hub increases airflow to the hotter running inner half of the Big Brake rear caliper. Say goodbye to brake fade and overheating and hello to shorter stops and longer pad life. Complete your system with titanium piston front caliper, front rotor, aluminum billet pedal, billet reservoir, master cylinder, lines, and quick disconnects, and you'll be unstoppable. Smith Titanium. We winnovate.
Ready to rise? To the challenge? Above obstacles. Yes! Above perceptions.
Runninger, implement the pass on the top lane.
Above it all.
Let's go!
If so, we're looking for you. Join us at Toyota Racing.
The greatest shows on dirt have the best fan gear in motorsports. Can't wait to get to the track to pick up the latest World of Outlaw gear? Slide on over to worldofoutlaws.com. You'll find hats, shirts, hoodies, and other souvenirs for all fans. Visit the Outlaw General Store online today at worldofoutlaws.com.
This copyrighted DIRTVision broadcast may not be retransmitted, reproduced, rebroadcast, or distributed in any form without World Racing Group's written consent. Copyright infringement is a federal crime.
Hot laps have concluded on night 3 of the 54th Federated Auto Parts DIRTcar Nationals from Volusia Speedway Park. Up next for the drivers of the American Sprint Car Series and the DIRTcar UMP Modifieds are their heat races. 5 tonight for CS and 6 for the DIRTcar UMP Modifieds. You know, we all have busy lives these days, and sometimes sitting down and watching an entire race program is just a lot to do, and that's why DIRTVision brings you a rapid replay of every National Series event. It's available shortly after the checkered flag flies at every event, and it includes all the major points throughout a night in about 10 to 15 minutes. So with some time here during this track prep break prior to opening ceremonies, let's look back at last night's rapid replay from night number 2 and show you all the storylines that took place with ASCS. Welcome in to the second night of the Federated Auto Parts DIRTcar Nationals at Volusia Speedway Park in Florida.
On the racetrack right now, so coming under to record a lap, Austin McCarl turns a 14.332, just behind Brian Brown's 291. Brett Wright and Brian Gossel, they come in at 4th and 5th. And under, quick time to Austin McCarl, a 14.206. 14.206. Off of turn 4, Brown closes in. He's only a 10th behind. Now he's gonna try and go in front. Slide job up in front for Brian Brown. Justin Peck's gonna cross back over down the back straightaway. Here's Brown down to the bottom. Gonna try it again off of 4. He's got the lead at the exit of turn 4, but Peck has it at the line. How about the 3 and 4? Peck's gonna slide to bottom. Nice job by Justin Peck. He will win heat race number 1. Nearly a 3-second lead over Zach Blurton as the white flag waves. The 2J a little bit high off of 2 on the final lap. He's got company from the 4 car, Cameron Martin. Meanwhile, Chris Martin wins it. Here's the race for second off of 4. It'll go to the 4 of Cameron Martin. Zach Martin is 3rd into the main event. Dason Pursley will be 4th. Put that program together. He felt confident coming into the 2025 season. And he's been strong both nights so far. Sam Haferteep wins the heat race. Danny Sams the 3rd. Races by Emerson Axum. Axum's gonna lose a spot now to the 71 of Brady Baker, and Axum's got problems. A blown right rear tire on the 27 of Emerson Axum. Leads the way on the white flag lap. It's now a race for a transfer again. Covington had closed in on the 71 of Brady Baker. Checkered flag is down. It's the 51 of Thiel. Danny Sams will get 2nd away from Hahn at the line. Hahn is 3rd. Brady Baker holds 4th. Kling was able to hold off the challenge from the 28, but now Franic's going to have a little company on the outside. Gunnar Setzer trying to get some momentum at him here on the final lap. Now Setzer dives to the bottom. It'll be a race for the transfer spot off of turn number 4. It'll go to Franick. He'll get 4th.
He is. Danny on the pole.
Who knows? We'll try and get the best start we can and try to hold these guys off. They definitely got some powerhouses underneath their hoods, and they're really good race car drivers. So it's not an easy task to hold them off for 5, 6, or even 25 laps.
Off the corner, he tries the bottom side through 3 and 4, and he finds the checkered flag. Aiden Schmidt wins the C feature. Justin Peck not losing anything. He is pulling away now 2.5 seconds ahead of Danny Dietrich. Justin Peck's car is dominant right now. Working the final lap here in the last chance showdown. The race for 5th is on. Gastineau looked to the inside of Stiers, but it won't matter for a transfer. They've got to get to 4th. Checkered flag waves. Emerson Axum has won it. Only the best go 3 abreast, and you have them here at the Volusia Speedway Park. It's now up to our drivers on the racetrack to get the job done. 25 times around. Can we have another new winner on the circuit here tonight, or will Justin Peck go back to back? The green flag waves. We're ready to find it out. Peck stays down low. Dietrich up high, down the back straightaway. Can Danny Dietrich muscle his way into the lead here on the opening lap? Not quite yet. Now he's going to cross over to the inside, but it'll be Justin Peck with the lead when they come under the line here on the front straightaway. Peck, Dietrich, and Macedo, the top 3 right now. Pursley is 4th. Haferteep is 5th. Keeping an eye on that 88, McCarl. He was a driver that really cut up through the field last night, earned his Hard Charger award. Haferteep now tried to get to the inside of Pursley, but Pursley had the inside line blocked. Some smoke back in the middle of the pack now off the 4 car of Cameron Martin. It really smokes up when he gets it over into the corner and then straightens up down the straightaway. Blake Hahn got around the 4 of Martin. Justin Peck out to a 2.5 lead now. Race for 2nd. Danny Dietrich's got it. Cole Macedo is 3rd. Pursley is 4th. Haferteep is in 5th. It's the 88 of Austin McCarl up to running 6th, right where he started here just a few laps ago. nearly a 2-second lead for Justin Peck. He's already put one car lap down. That was the 77 team Tyler Powlis. So Powlis is a lap down here in our main event. Peck wasted no time getting around him. He's going to do the same to go around the top side of the 16 of Kevin Newton off of turn number 2. Back behind him, Dietrich is second, Macedo is third, but Macedo is hanging with that 48 of Dietrich. Right there we can see he's right with him, just a few car lengths back, and then right behind the 2, you'll see the yellow 13 sneak into the edge of the screen in the corner, so he's right there napping to try and take advantage. Oh, Justin Peck has got 2 cars racing for position right in front of him. He had to kind of change his line a little bit. Will he get around the 6 of Brian Gossel? He does, squeaks by on the outside. That's what it's about, trying to find your way through traffic. He's got Davey Franick right in front of him now. He'll go to the inside of Franick, makes the pass. Back behind them, the race for second and third, it's Dietrich and Macedo. They're both trying to get around Brady Baker and Brian Gossel at the moment. Nose to tail, wow! Macedo made it 3 wide off of turn number 4 for a moment. Now he pulls to the inside of Dietrich. Side by side for second down the back straightaway. Cole Macedo has the spot entering turn number 3. Will he keep it off of 4? He will. He'll log it. He's now into second place. The lead car of Justin Peck has now put a few more down. We got trouble in turn number 2. Hafer team got sideways. The 88 of McCarl made contact, but they both keep moving. Wow. So instead of making those cars go all the way to the back because they were able to keep going, they blend them in as if the caution didn't happen as best they can. Caution lights off. Green flag coming. Back underway. The race for 6th and the race for 2nd were both really good through turn number 3. Cole Macedo holds 2nd. Dietrich is 3rd. Peck continues to pull away. Persley is 4th. Theo is 5th. Can Austin McCarl get that one moving again? He actually just lost a spot with the 21 of Brian Brown, so Brown and McCarl racing. You see that picture there? The 27 of Emerson Axum is on the move. Axum trying to get in there. There's the 88. Austin McCarl looking back to the inside. He'll slide up the track. Emerson Axum will come underneath him. Emerson Axum is now up to 7th down the back straightaway. He started 21st. He's up to 7th. That 27 car is on the move. Justin Peck leads by nearly a second and a half, but that 2C is closing the gap right now, down to a second. So can Cole Macedo get the 2C to run well enough to track down? Caution on the raceway. Top of turn 1, we got a slow car. 9 laps still to settle this one. So Macedo will follow Peck around the top side of 1 and 2. Brian Brown is 5th, but now he goes to 4th. He dives to the inside of Dason Persley. We got trouble in turn number 3 and 4. The 88 of Austin McCarl has spun around. Oh my. Coming to the restart. Top 2 again, stay on the upper groove through 1 and 2. Here's Brian Brown in 4th, gonna try and put a move on Dietrich. Trying to get his car onto the podium, side by side at the line. Dietrich has it by a nose, but now it's Brian Brown sliding into 3rd. Going forward. Emerson Axum also going forward. Into the top 5. 5. from the last chance showdown into the top 5. 5 laps to go now for Justin Peck. Rudine Racing 26 has been strong all night long. He's just a few laps away from bringing it home. The 27 car of Emerson Axum has gotten around Danny Dietrich for 4th. Are you kidding me? Is he fast enough to get on the podium from the last chance showdown? He's closing in on Brown. 2 laps to go for Rudine's 26 of Justin Peck. But his lead is down to less than a second. Cole Macedo's slowly trying to close in. White flag, 1 lap to go. It's Peck, Macedo, and Brown holding the 3 podium spots right now. Emerson Axum is 4th, Dietrich is 5th, but off of turn number 4, back-to-back nights, Justin Peck wins with the
Tonight's DIRTVision Rapid Replay will be available moments after the checkered flag flies on tonight's DIRTcar UMP Modified feature. We are back to Volusia. Track prep is complete, and we are ready to go heat racing with the American Sprint Car Series. But before we do that, it's time for opening ceremonies here as we conclude week 1 of the 54th DIRTcar Nationals. At this time, we asked everybody here in the crowd at Volusia to please rise if you're able, and gentlemen, remove cover. At this time, please welcome Steve Fowler from Racing with Jesus Ministries to offer tonight's invocation.
Thank you. Let's go, Lord, in prayer. Lord, what a blessed people we are to be able to come and enjoy the sport of racing in Florida in February. We thank you that it's been a safe time so far, and we pray that the safety would continue. We thank for the beautiful days we've had. We pray for the drivers that they would perform to the best of their abilities, and you'd keep them safe, and that you'd keep the crews safe, and their workers here at the track safe, and the fans safe. We thank you we live in a country where we can come and enjoy the sport of racing. We pray that you'd bless and encourage our troops, our military that serve all around the world to provide for that freedom, and you would just keep them safe. Thank you for loving us and doing all you do for us. In Jesus' name I pray, amen.
And here to perform the Star Spangled Banner this evening, please welcome Marissa Leyva.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Heat race number